Now look, when it comes to the horror movie genre, buzz, hype for a horror movie can be both a blessing and a curse. In Veronica, we follow, Veronica, she's a student and she unfortunately lost her father, and she, struggling through her grief, decides she's going to contact her father, and by using a Ouija board. And in the process, chaos ensues, and she encounters something much darker and evil, and it's out to not only get her, but her family. Now, Veronica is a Spanish horror film that's been getting a lot of buzz because it just recently dropped on Netflix, and apparently it's so scary that people are shutting off their Netflixes. They're turning on the lights. They can't finish it. They're throwing out their TVs. It's just one of the scariest movies ever made. You have to watch it. So, of course, me, being a massive horror fan, I sat down and watched this film. It's nowhere near that hype. It's nowhere near that hype, in my opinion. But I do think Veronica is a strong horror movie, and it's certainly worth checking out. Just make sure you keep your reservations before you press play. And I have to say, though, there is a lot to really enjoy about Veronica. And I think one of my favorite things about this film is just how well made it is. Like, aesthetically, this is a very well shot film. I like the cinematography of this movie. I like the usage of imagery. There's a lot of really weird and creepy and scary imagery in this film. From, a blind nun, a upside down cross on a building, to just all sorts of imagery to really, linger in your brain. Also, I think the performances in this movie are very strong. I really liked all the actors in this film, particularly the main girl who plays Veronica, and the kids. They do a great job at selling it being scared, which does a great job for the audience as well, because you buy into their turmoil. In terms of scare factor, I do think that this movie does have some genuine creepy and chilling sequences and some good scare tactics to play with. It's not just one thing. It's not just classical door swinging closed. I think you get that. You get contortionist. You also get creepy shadows at night. They play around with all sorts of different scare tactics. It's nothing that you haven't seen done before. In a nutshell, Veronica's just a well-oiled horror movie that uses those tropes and excels in them. In terms of issues, one of my least favorite things in this movie is the film's opening. I don't like seeing events that are going to take place later on in the opening of the film, because in my opinion it deflates tension, because while watching the movie, if you remember that, you're just going to remember, well, she's going to get out of the sequence anyway, so what's there to really be scared of? Now, Veronica is actually based off of a true story, and if you go and do research afterwards, I have to say the original story, the true story, is pretty terrifying, and I think the movie does a good job at adapting that while also loosely changing things, for cinematic value. Overall, is Veronica worth all the hype, the buzz? Is it one of the scariest horror movies ever made that you want to turn off your Netflix? No, it's not. But it's still a solid horror film that has genuinely creepy, chilling sequences, solid cast and acting, and likable characters, and real, true, scary moments that is certainly worth checking out. Just make sure you keep your reservations before pressing play. As the score goes, I'm going to give Veronica a 3.5 out of 5. So you guys, there you have it. That was my review for Veronica. Make sure to let me know in the comment section below if you saw this Spanish possession film. What'd you think of the film? And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slash Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.